Hi there, and welcome back to this live commentated play session. My first session ever doing a live stream, so pretty exciting stuff. I hope it's been good so far. Now we are about to get into the session of Hang 10. Just before we do, I'm here because Pete's still over in Perth at this year's National Championships. Last week in the Open Division, his team, which was representing Victoria, came second. Unfortunately, they lost the final, but truth be told, I'm not that upset about it because they lost to the ACT, which is my old stomping ground. One thing I am upset about is that I'm currently here in Melbourne and I just took a short break, and the reason for that was to shut everything up, turn on the heater, and get a scarf because it's really cold. Over in Fremantle where Pete is, he's enjoying a balmy about maybe 15 to 18 degrees, which is a lot more than I'm enjoying here, as you can tell by my getting rugged up. But what can you do? Melbourne's a beautiful city and we have to make some sacrifices to live here, even if it is being in the freezing cold. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, I'm not too sure. I think this first hand might just be a random hand, but we're going to play it anyway. Good for a bit of a warm-up. I probably won't live it down from Pete. I just realised that in the previous session I was actually losing to the robots when I left the table. So a bit of a shame there. Hopefully when I get back into some commentated play I can beat them, or else I won't live it down. Alright, so here we are, and it's gone pass to me. 3, 4, 8, 9, 13 points. So I've got a balance 13. I'm going to start off with a diamond. Partner's bid a heart. Let's give him a simple raise. Definitely no reason to bid spades here or anything like that. Good news, if this is in the Hang 10, which is actually only 6 boards this week, our apologies. My partner's playing it, so it's not really my fault on the card play. Okay, so if we have a look at this one. So I was a balanced hand. I started off with a 1 diamond bid, and my partner bid 1 heart. I just made a simple raise to 2. We've got a fit, we've found a fit, let's play in it, especially a major suit fit. There's no point introducing my spades here or bidding a no trump. And we'll go through the play because that's where the contract ended. Okay, so we got a diamond lead here from the 5-4, and partner ran this around to their 10. Playing the 10, probably trying to confuse them in the count. And they then switched to a heart, which my partner ducked because it's like they're giving them the finesse. After they played a diamond again, I take it partner will draw some trumps at this stage, maybe. No, they start off with a spade first, giving them lots of opportunities to get their ruff in. But luckily they didn't continue a spade, which would have given them a chance. They came back a club. Mind you, that still gives them a chance. Actually, it doesn't matter. We're all good. In the end, partner managed to go 1 down, so 50 points to the bad guys, but what can you do? Let's move on to the next hand, which I believe will definitely be a part of Hang 10. So partners opened 1 no trump here. Now I'm not too sure about the system that the robots play, so people play these hands differently. The first thing I'm going to decide is that I will want to gain force on this hand. It's only got 8 points and my partner's only got 15 to 17, but I have to have a fit in one of the 2 suits, almost definitely. Partner could have 2, 3 in the majors, so 2 spades and 3 hearts, and we won't have a fit, but that's reasonably unlikely. Even if that is the case, 3 no trumps might still have some play because I do have some 10s and 9s for them. So now I have to figure out how they are going to show the hand. The reason I'm a bit worried about this is people play different conventions here. Some people with this sort of hand will first stamen, and then if they find a fit, they will jump to game. Some people, what they do is they transfer to spades, and then they bid their hearts to show a 5-4 and a forcing hand. I'm going to take the stamen approach and see how we go. Good news, partner bid 2 spades. So I'm very happy to jump to 4 spades. Okay, they're going to blitz through the play. Didn't quite catch their hand, but we'll have a look at it in the analysis in a second. So far, so good. We've only lost 2 tricks. And I think we can only lose 1 more anyway, if that. Cool, beautiful, 11 tricks. Okay, so let's have a look at it. Alright, so in 4 spades, we'll count losers from my hand, or the south hand, because that's got the longest trumps. So if we look at spades, we don't have any losers. If we look at hearts, we've got 2 losers, because if the ace captures the king, then the queen captures the jack. That's okay, we then have the 10 and the 9. In our diamond suit, we have 1 loser, because we might lose to the king. And in clubs, we don't have any losers. Let's see how the play went. Okay, so the diamond lead was very friendly for my partner. I'm starting to think that East-West lead are 3rds and 5ths from all holdings, but we'll figure that one out later. Partner played the ace of clubs. Yeah, not too sure what I think about that. And now started to draw trumps. They drew 1 round of trumps, in fact, and took a finesse in hearts. Now the ace of hearts was cashed. And pretty much all it comes down to now is the diamond finesse. That being said, I would have been a little bit tempted to draw trumps with my partner's hand. Don't know why they didn't. They're smart things. I assume they've got some logic. Okay, and 11 tricks, and that's board 1 done. It is a really good idea to have a chat with your partner about how you're showing your different ranges of hands when you've got both majors after a 1-no trump opening. Pete's actually done a video on this called Show Me Your Options, which does explore what you can do. Because the problem is you'll have 5-4s that are weak hands, you'll have 5-4s that are invitational hands, and you'll have 5-4s that are game forcing hands. And you've got to be able to distinguish between these hands to your partner and show them your strength. Or else you might find that you don't know if an auction's forcing or not forcing, and you might get tangled up. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, let's see what we're dealt. A pile of rubbish. That's what we have. Okay, looks like we're going to be defending this one. East open and no trump, so they're playing 15 to 17. Beautiful. Just checking they're not playing 16 to 18 or anything like that. So they've stamened, they've shown 4 hearts, and they're playing 3 no trump. All right, what are we going to do? From the auction, I know my partner has a bunch of points, assuming that this is an invitational. Okay, so hands like this are really interesting because as a defender, I have so much information. So for starters, I know that West has 9 points, and I know that East has sort of 16 or 17. So what this means is that straight away that I basically know their point range. I know that they've got at least 25 and at most 26. The other thing is I know something about the shape of the hand. West, I know that West has a 4-card spade suit because unless they're playing 2 no trumps transfer to diamonds. Because if they didn't have a 4-card major, they won't stamen. I also know that East does have 4 hearts and doesn't have 4 spades. I'll see what 2 no trumps is. Okay, so two no trumps actually denied a four-card major. So there goes a little bit of my logic. A lot of people, what they do here is two no trumps could have four spades. So we'll ignore that one. What I do know about East, though, again, they're still 16, 17, and they still also have their four hearts. So only having 3 points myself, this means my partner's marked with at least an opening hand. So how do we want to go about it? If I wanted to be really creative, I could lead my singleton to try to set up my partner's suit, but I guarantee you that only works in miracle hands and doesn't work in real life. If I did that, I'd be trying to get myself into the bulletin of a world competition. What I'm going to do is simply start off with a diamond, and I think my style with my partner is I lead thirds and fifths, so I'm going to start off with the 4. Okay, we are off to a good start. So let's see what's going on. So from the first trick, they played the 10 and my partner won the ace. And now they've come back the jack to the queen. This is really interesting. So unless they were really trying to scam an entry, they don't actually need to put in the 10. So there's a small chance here that my partner has 5 diamonds. We might even just take off the first 5 diamond tricks. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Let's see how we go. All right, we're off to a good start. All right, let's go for it. Oh, beauty. My partner had 5 diamonds. One thing I also checked was that if they had 5 diamonds, which diamond I played back. Now I have to play something. Throw losers, keep winners. I'll get rid of a spade. I'm probably encouraging there. I'm not too sure what their signals are. Hearts, cool. Still throwing losers, keeping winners. I might even get a heart in. No. Bit ambitious there. Okay, beautiful. We beat 3 no trumps. Let's have a look at it. Alright, so against 3 no trumps, I had a lot of information. I knew my partner had a pretty good hand and wasn't able to take a bid. Now, as far as which suit to lead, I gave up on the majors because East has shown that they've got 4 hearts. Spades could be right, but it's pretty unlikely looking at my hand. Basically, I know partner's got the points. Hopefully, we're going to be able to set something up and they're going to win some tricks in the wash. Leading a club could be right when my partner has a stack of them and needs to set up their long suit, but not trying to get into the record books here, just going to lead my long suit. And as it was, it turned out really well that my partner had 5 diamonds and we were able to cash out. I did on the 3rd round of diamonds think about possibly unblocking the 7. I don't think it's really ever going to matter. If my partner has 5, I can never block them anyway because they can just win the 9-8 and that'll drop my 7-2. If the declarer has it, it doesn't matter either. So I didn't need to unblock, but it is something that you do want to be conscious of if you think your partner might have a long suit. Unfortunately, from there, we didn't get anywhere. We didn't have any other potential sources of tricks. If I knew what we were signaling, I might have signaled to my partner that a heart lead was safe. But I'm just happy to beat the contract. Beating game contracts is a great thing. Okay, on to our next board. All right, what have we got dealt here? So we've got 9 points. Let's pass. Looks like we're going to be defending again. Hopefully it goes as well as last time. Okay, so defending 2 hearts, and my partner's led the 2, which I believe will be a 3rd or 5th lead. For starters, we're going to put in the queen and see how we go. We held. That's interesting. Why not continue on? Yeah, force out the ace. Playing trumps could have been a potential option if we're worried about them roughing all their spades, but we're not too unhappy with it here. So partners, they've now played a diamond, which partner's winning. Don't know what my signals are still. And partner's on the right track, tapping the declarer. Okay, so it looks like they might start to rough some spades. Let's see. I don't think we could cover, but there's probably no need here. Oh, partner's gotten in there with a rough. Good to see. And now what are they going to do? Alright, partner had some good trumps. Okay, we're just going to let partner's power of the 7. How good's that going to be? What do we already know? We already know that declarers roughed 1. They also only started off with, almost looks like 3 trumps. Interesting. I think my hand's almost good. Okay, so they won 8 tricks. Let's have a look at it. Okay, here we go. Alright, so in 2 hearts, my partner started off with a small club lead, and I won, and we were then able to force out the ace. Now they started playing diamonds, which they're setting them up. They still haven't figured out how they want to play the trump suit. They could have a couple of things to do. Alright, so partner now forced the declarer, which was good because we were down to the same number of trumps. And a spade got led back. So now partner decided to win their jack. And then continue with a diamond, which we were sort of running out of options with. Partner got to win their king. We could force out the 10. And here they were sort of in a cross-rough position. There wasn't much I could do except for win 1 trick. And that ended up scoring them 110. Okay, on to the next board. And here we go. What have we got? 1 heart to me. A balanced pile of rubbish. This isn't fun for hang 10, is it? Okay, so we're going to pass, and it's gone 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 clubs. Still nothing I can do, is there? More defense. Let's see who's online. Who have we got? Zabutin, hello. Here we go. It looks like we're going to defend 4 spades. Alright, so let's just backtrack through the bidding. Pete's a lot better at this thinking and talking thing that I am. He's had a bit more experience. So we knew from the auction that our West player had, let's see what they've shown with their 2 spade bid. Just 6 plus spades and 6 to 9. And rebiddable clubs. Okay, so it looks like we got into a game force at some point, and then they elected to bid 4 spades. Alright. So again, partners leading thirds. Don't know how high my hopes of beating this contract are at the moment. So back to it, they ended up making 4 spades. I don't think there was much we can do on the last hand. Let's have a look at this one. So East has opened one heart and my partner's a passed hand. This doesn't look particularly good for us getting to play the hand. We're probably going to be defending again. With only 7 points, I definitely don't want to do anything. If I did have a fifth spade though, say for instance you swapped one of my hearts to a spade, I'd probably overcall. But today I'm just passing. So West now has promised that they've got heart support and they've got a good hand. And our East players also got a singleton diamond. Okay, so let's see what happens. Wow, they might end up in slam. Nope, they just ended up in 4 hearts. So our opponents have ended up in 4 hearts, and what we know is that Declarer's got a singleton diamond. Now, why did they want to bid 3 no trumps? Let's see. Lots of partial stoppers. I'm not sure if they could have passed this. I think they had to play in hearts. Any which way, I think I'll start off. I could either lead a trump. I'm just going to start off with my sequence and see how we go. Okay, not off to a bad start. Tricks on the board. All right. Okay. Now, I'm not too sure what my partner's signals are, but let's figure out what's going on. So, for starters, we know that East had 5 hearts. This means that my partner's got no hearts over there. At best bet, I'd say we're going to get this one off if we can manage to get a club trick and a diamond trick, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. Alright, so we've got to figure out what our best chances of beating the hand are. Now, they're definitely going to be able to ruff spades, so none of our tricks are coming from spades. What I've basically got to hope for is that my partner happens to have a club trick. Let's see how we go. It's giving us a lot of points, isn't it? What have we got? 4, 8. That's possible. Alright, that didn't work. I have a feeling there was nothing we could do in this hand. Okay. And they're just going to cross ruff out, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, so 10 tricks taken for plus 420. Let's have a look. Okay, so when we take a look at the auction, East started off with 1 heart and West bid 2 no trumps. I'm not sure how forcing they played this. 13 plus total points, so it would have been game forcing. 3 diamonds showed a shortage in diamonds, 1 diamond, and 3 no trumps showed 4 to 5 hearts. I don't think it was really to play. I think it might have been possibly looking for slam, a convention called serious or non-serious, 3 no trumps. They then settled on 4 hearts and didn't go looking for a slam contract. Now, it's interesting here with what to lead from my hand. Some people get taught that if the opponents have splintered, so in this case, East showed a singleton diamond, that it's often good to lead trumps. This is sometimes true, but a lot of the time it's not going to matter because they were going to be able to get their ruffs in anyway. I ended up settling on the Queen of Spades lead, but that's because I'm a firm believer in if you have a sequence, there's got to be a really good reason not to lead it. I've also got the Ace of Diamonds, which I know is my opponent's singleton. Again, there's no point in leading that. I'm always going to be able to get that later, basically. So I started off with the Queen of Spades, which was a really good start because partner happened to have the ace and we were finessing West's king. So next, our partner came back with a spade and we got to win. And we had to figure out what to do from here. What I do know is that my partner didn't start off with any trumps. And I've got to figure out what's going on. I don't have complete count on spades. My partner could still have the rest of them. I'm sure with his signals he's probably told me, but I don't quite know what we play. So I didn't want to play a spade and risk a rough and discard. There's not really any point playing a heart here because it's pretty soft defense, really. What I want to be able to do is find out where our setting trick is coming from. So we've already got 2 spade tricks on the board. What I needed to happen was I needed to have my partner be able to have a trick in clubs. Now, there's 2 ways this can happen. The first way could be if they just had the king. Now, if they've just got the king, it's possible that I need to switch now to a club, because otherwise if Declara has the king of diamonds, they might be able to set up a pitch if they, say, for instance, had more spades and less clubs. If partner has the jack 10, hopefully it's not going to matter. There will be some rare days where I've finessed my partner's jack, which would be a bit of a shame. So in the end, I decided to come back a club. It was a pretty aggressive defense and it didn't work today, but nothing was going to work. All Declara had to do was draw trumps and basically give up a diamond to us. Okay, so on to the next one, which I think is going to be our last board from hang 10, which is actually hang 6. I got my very lame joke in that it's like Mick Fanning dealing with the shark. It's as though the shark actually got 3 of his toes rather than him surviving with all 10 toes. If you haven't seen the video, I'd have a look at it. It's pretty scary stuff. It looks like something out of Jaws. Anyway, here we are. And at the moment, this looks like another hand that we're going to get to defend. So our East players started off with 1 club. We're going to pass and we'll see what happens. All right, they're having their auction, and again, we're going to be defending. 4 hearts this time. Okay, again, not a very appealing hand to lead from. Just checking that 1 diamond's natural. What are we going to do? All right, so in these sorts of auctions, it's interesting with how you want to approach the defense to the hand. I'm not too sure if East's 1 heart didn't promise an unbalanced hand. Some people play that it would. If that was the case, I'd strongly consider leading a trump. So one time that it's often good to lead trumps is when both opponents have a suit. So in this case it looks like East has clubs and West has diamonds, and they have 1 suit in common. So they've got hearts in common. Now, the reason for that is that often what's going to be happening is one player is going to be trumping 1 suit while the other player is trumping the other suit. So, for instance, East could be trumping all the diamonds from West, and West could be trumping all the clubs from East. Not too sure if this should be applied in this situation, but I'm going to lead a trump and see how we go. I'll start off with the 7. All right, I'm not particularly happy with my lead. It looks like we probably needed something a little bit more aggressive if those diamonds set up, but we'll see how we go. All right. That's no fun. Looks like we needed a spade. It's going to make a lot of tricks. Possibly should be popping 10 here. Wow, he's going to be making a lot of tricks at this point. I think I needed to lead a spade just to hold it to 11. Assuming my partner has the ace, it looks like they probably do by now. Okay, not much we can do at this point. Yeah, partner had the ace all along. I have a feeling on this board I might get beaten. We'll have a look at it. Okay, so here we have it that the opponents have bid 4 hearts and I'm on lead with the south hand. Not a pretty hand to lead from. I definitely don't want to lead a club or a diamond. Then comes down to leading a spade or leading a trump. I elected on a trump. on the basis that this might be an auction that they might be able to cross-ruff. As it so happens, they were always going to be able to cross-ruff. Just if we got our 2 spade tricks in at the start, they wouldn't actually be able to make sort of a lot of tricks. By leading a heart, they were actually able to set up their diamonds and take all the tricks, which was a bit unfortunate. So definitely some chances for imps there for everyone. Now, if I redeal, okay, so I've come to the end of the hang 10 boards. There were only 6 of them. Our apologies for that. There will definitely be 10 this week. What I'm going to do now is just pop over to the commentated play session. So I'll just pop you onto the Be Right Back screen and I'll see you in just a tick.